Hello there, my crypto bit brothers and sisters, and there's Papa Ron. Hey, Papa Ron, what's happening?
Rod, how are you? You looking good with your
Yeah, thank
name
you.
tag on and
A
everything?
name tag, yeah. I really like
Yeah,
my new job.
yeah.
I got it because, not that I need the money, I just got it because I'm in the gun department and I get a little discount. Yeah, so,
Oh. Well,
anything to save a buck.
you've kind
And
of
I,
in previous videos, you've kind of given where you work, and I mean, why don't you just pass out your phone number and email address? You've given them last names, and I mean, you're an open book, brother.
I am, I don't care.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm so old now, it wouldn't hurt me if they stole everything.
There's nothing really to steal.
No, absolutely not. I keep
Hey,
it all in a safe place. Anyway, I got a lot of guns. I
that's right. He loves those guns.
sure do.
Have you looked at the market cap?
I did. I want to say one thing before we go on any further. Be sure to give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Also, be sure to subscribe. We love to hear from you and give us some comments on it because we always make mistakes and we love to read your comments and we will try to correct them. And we try to make a video that you would like. So if you have a currency you'd like to see, let us know about it and we'll look at it.
We've had several requests on certain currencies, and we do look at some of them. And if there's just nothing there that's exciting and refreshing, we kind of pass on some of them. So don't be offended if we haven't brought your coin to light. That's a good point, Rod.
You're welcome.
Hey, hey,
Yes, yes.
look at that Bitcoin, baby.
Oh my heck, it keeps going up. Every time I turn it on, it just goes up and up and up. I don't know what's the matter with that thing.
6,097. It's
I
up
love it.
7% in the last
Oh,
24 hours.
I know.
7 times 6, that's $420 it's gone up in the last day.
If you refresh that, Ron, it's up to 611182.
There it is.
See, it's gone up. That's just in the past 45 minutes or so, because it was 6,000 that you had. Now it's up to 6,100. Hell, I'm losing money every day. I don't put more money in there.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
Folks, the video's on Ripple, and before we open the Ripple on the market cap, let's briefly recap real quick, Rod, what Ripple is.
It's a banking coin.
They call it the banker's coin because when everybody on this side of the fence was doing all this decentralized, we're cutting the central banks out, we're going to have peer-to-peer, person-to-person, Ripple said, hey, wait a minute, the banks aren't just going to walk off a
Stand
cliff or
by.
late. That's
Yeah.
right, they're going to do something. So Ripple says we're going to use this blockchain for the banks also to help with their cross-border transactions.
Right.
Of course, folks, a blockchain is nothing more than a ledger in this type of scenario.
Right.
And Ripple created their own blockchain to help
Very
with
good
these.
one, I might say.
Yes, and
It's,
people
it's
can.
really good.
It's great. So anyway, they have signed up a significant amount of top banks in the industry to use this. So as time went on, then Ripple came up with what they called the interledger. The interledger is a way to send funds from one type of currency, whether it's fiat or crypto, and to experiment, they jumped 7 blockchains and it came out the other side of a different currency that they wanted. So they put US dollars in and it came out Bitcoin, for example. Or they put in the
Yen.
Japanese yen and it came out. So anyway, this interledger was a way they could almost use any type of currency to send cross-border, and not only will it save time, but the fees are so much less and it's almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
So the banks, even though banks move slow, they are piling on. And I think now, Rod, when we were talking about Ripple months ago, I think they had signed up 50 of the main banks across the world, and I
Yes.
think they
Yes.
now have 100, double.
Oh, wow. They doubled that, huh?
Yeah, and so they're moving, and they got some things going on that we're going to share real quick.
Yeah.
But here's the market cap, and Ripple, if you look at the graph, let's pull this open here. I'm going to change this to a year. So in the last year, you can see it's kind of made its peak up, and Rod and I don't remember back, it must have been back in April and May, but Rod and I bought into Ripple at, God, was it 3 or 7 cents, Rod? And
yeah, something like that.
We sold out about 30, 35. We made good money on Ripple back then.
Yeah.
And it's kind of done okay this last year. I mean, it's still up there, and it's trading right now, this says up here, at about 21 cents. It's kind of been stagnant, but for a currency in the banking industry, they want stability. They don't want this volatile up and down. I mean,
yeah.
So the banking industry likes that stability. But we're going to give you some reasons today, folks, or at least what's going on with Ripple, and XRP is the name of their coin.
Well, you know, anytime you look at a currency and you start seeing see that 24-hour volume up there, that's $162 million worth of volume.
That's huge.
That's a lot of volume. You know, anytime you start wanting to buy a coin that's pretty stable, you know, it's not going to be going off the charts. It's when they have volume like that. You know, I always look, when I buy a coin, I always look for something like 3 or 4 million volume, because they, you know, they're, especially on the Bitcoin, where it's like that's 26.661 Bitcoin to make that.
26,000 Bitcoins have traded on Ripple in the last 24 hours.
Yep.
So you like to have at least $3 or $4 million
in volume before I look at a coin
in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
That's just me.
So that's good. That's good advice, Rod. Here's Ripple's new, how new I don't know, but this is their new web page, and they kind of talk about, you know, the difference between the regular banks and how they're doing money cross-border, and what's going on now. They have this thing called RippleNet. Now, they still have the Interledger, Rod, but thing I didn't know about it, they had this now, this XCurrent, which is designed pretty much for banks. XRapid is also for the banks, but it provides more liquidity. And this XVia for businesses in transacting things. Now, folks, most of you probably know when a bank has cross-border transactions, they have to have some money over in that country or with another central type IMF bank or something. So when they send funds from the U.S. to, let's say, Japan, those funds are over there. They know they're going to get them. So they have, how this helps them liquidity is they don't have to have all these deposits all over the world. And how many that is, Rod, I don't know if each country or... I don't either, but that's kind of how these banks have operated in the past. So what Ripple is saying is, hey, you don't have to have all these deposits on hand in these various countries. So when you send money over there, it's available. With Ripple and XRP, these transactions are almost instantaneous. So when a bank...
You know what's interesting to me is you can see that when we first got into Ripple, it was just working on one thing with the banking, transferring money from one bank to the other. Probably like that X currency, but they didn't call it that then. But you can see how Ripple has really worked hard in developing a better way to handle Ripple. I mean, you got the bank currency, and you got the liquidity. And then you got this XVia. That means they're probably going to have Visa machines or something with this Visa thing to help pay with Ripple and stuff for businesses. You know, that's what I look at.
Yeah.
And if we want to learn more, you just click those learn more. But you can do that on your own time. But I think it's great.
No, you're right. So basically, if you walked into a bank and said, I want to send money to Japan, and you make your deposit, their computer will instantaneously hook up with that. They probably go through a middle bank, not a central bank, but they'll hook up with the other bank and say, hey, here's what's coming, here's the fees, and instantaneous, both banks will show it, either withdraw, deposit. I mean, there's none of this 3-day waiting to wire money. The fees are such a fraction of what they've been. That's why these banks are signing up for it. They see the advantage of blockchain too.
Yeah.
So anyway, Ripple is making some advances still, and it just shows you, Rod, that they're proactive. They're still working on their platform and accomplishing the goals they setting out to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Now check this out. Here was kind of the main thrust that I wanted to talk about. Well, not the main item, but this is very cool, that Bill Gates uses Ripple technology in a new payment system. And basically what this article is talking about is Bill Gates has a charity that he sends money across the world to poor people, and not just individuals, but areas or groups of people that need help. And a lot of these places don't have banks. They can't get the funds into these people's hands to do them any good for the charity. Ripple, XRP, and their blockchain is basically solving that. So Bill Gates is kind of bringing this Ripple's blockchain into his charitable group to have that solve some of the problems he's facing. I think that's big.
And if they have any problems, Bill Gates and his staff of engineers can help them fix it.
That's right. They might not be developers, but there's nothing that money can't solve.
That's true. That's true.
In today's world.
This is probably why they got that X Visa, to help Bill Gates get his money stuff through businesses. Because that's really a business, charity organization.
Yeah. So anyway, that's real positive stuff. And anytime you get big boys like this on the bandwagon, that is definitely progress, and it's going to be safe and not safe and secure, but it's very proactive.
Yeah.
Ripple also has this net accelerator, where they are actually rewarding banks and financial institutions to use Ripple. So now that they've got the platform and this interledger all set up and everything's ready to go, they're saying, hey, come on, let's start using this. Let's start putting the test to it. And we've dedicated $300 million to reward you financial institutions to put it to the test. So they're rewarding these banks to get it going. Very positive. Very positive.
Yes.
And now, Rod, back in our Ripple days,
yes,
one of the problems that we had back then was finding a suitable wallet.
That's the truth. You couldn't find anything.
Well, we had GateHub, and go ahead.
Yeah, well, that was okay, but that was the only one for a while,
You couldn't even put Ripple on a paper wallet back then.
No, you couldn't.
Put it on, and now there's some hardware wallets that accept it. I think the Ledger Nano S takes Ripple.
That's good.
And there might be some others, but check this out. And Exodus is one wallet that I really like, and I know Rod likes it.
Yeah.
But Exodus has now come out with a new version called Exodus Eden. Eden is the name of this. And talk about a number of coins that this wallet will handle, and Ripple is one of them. So they're announcing Eden, and here's a list of all the coins that they've got in there so far. But folks, don't rush out and download this Eden yet, because they're kind of offering a caution here. Advanced user only. Eden is unsupported pre-release software, so it's kind of in an experimental type phase, meaning that if you have a problem with a deposit or withdrawal, you just can't send in a support ticket. As I read this, you're probably going to have to go onto their Slack channel and have one of the developers try to help you with that. So it's still in a preliminary thing. But what's so cool about the regular Exodus is they have Shapeshift built right in. Meaning that if I want to change my Bitcoin to LiteCoin, I can do it within my wallet. Now, true, they send that out to the Shapeshift platform.
Exchange, yeah.
And we've done a video on Shapeshift. You can find it under our videos if you want to catch what that's all about. But it's really cool, so you can make those swaps within your wallet. There's a slight fee for Shapeshift, but to have it all contained within one, and now if they get this Eden thing going, and they have all these coins, I mean, how cool is that, Rod?
That's something you just don't see every day.
Yeah, it's just very cool. So that's a real positive thing for Ripple, I think, to be on that wallet.
Yeah. We
had this Forbes article, another thing on Ripple, but we've got ad blocker on right now, it looks like, and we're not going to be able to view that. But here's the last article we wanted to share, and this Mexico now is becoming huge in this cross-border development, and not development, cross-border
global banks using Ripple.
Yeah, exchanging funds cross-border. That they're using Ripple, and they named 3 or 4 of the big banks over there that are using it. I'm not going to try to pronounce any of those. Matter of fact, it looks like there's a half a dozen of them there. But folks, Ripple is on the move, and it's one of those things like this thumbnail stated. It might be a long haul, but if you want to put some money into this and for the long haul, it'll probably prove out. I think you could have a very sound investment with XRP.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't lose any money.
No, they've been real stable, so you know.
I don't think you'd lose any money.
These banks are going to do something anyway. XRP's got it all set up. Anyway, it's a good platform.
Yeah, you can't have all your eggs in one basket. Even though what is it, Bitcoin? Has gone down a little bit. Don't worry about it.
Well,
it went down $3.
As you used to always say, chump change.
From the start of this to just now to the end of it, it went down $3. But no big deal. It was up. I mean, it was 6,000 about an hour ago. Now it's 6,100. I don't know.
You'll get the $3 back. Just hang tight. Hang tight another few minutes.
It's my tight ass attitude.
Rod, thanks for being with me, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you and everybody out there. We love you and God bless.